Why haven't the Straw Hat crew encountered any devil fruits during their long voyage at sea? I've come up with several possible explanations for this. First, the probability of encountering devil fruits is extremely low. In the One Piece world, devil fruits are established as extremely rare. To understand just how rare, we can make deductions based on the number of devil fruits and the world population. Currently, the only large nation in One Piece with officially published population data is Alabasta, with approximately 10 million people. Meanwhile, Dressrosa, which is smaller than Alabasta, has only about 100,000 people. Based on this, if we assume that among the world government's 170 member nations, large countries make up about 10% while medium and smaller nations account for 90%, and then factor in non-member nations and other special regions, we can roughly estimate the total population of the One Piece world to be around 300 million. So far, fewer than 150 devil fruits have appeared in the manga, and even including those from the movies, the number doesn't reach 200. Comparing 200 devil fruits to a population of 300 million, you'll realize that finding a devil fruit at sea is truly as unlikely as winning the grand prize in a lottery. With around 300 million people in the One Piece world, and at most 300 devil fruit users, the Straw Hat crew has somehow managed to encounter over 90% of all ability users during their journey. In this sense, the Straw Hat crew has already been incredibly fortunate. Second, devil fruits have been monopolized by merchants. Although devil fruits are extremely rare in the One Piece world, the celestial dragons can casually produce numerous devil fruits. They even use them as prizes or force them on slaves for their entertainment. Clearly, these sheltered celestial dragons have access to channels for purchasing devil fruits. Since there are people willing to pay high prices for devil fruits, there must be people searching for them everywhere to make money. Considering that devil fruits are generally valued at several hundred million to several billion berries, profit motivation has undoubtedly created a large group of professionals whose sole occupation, 24 hours a day, is searching for devil fruits. The Straw Hat crew is simply adventuring without actively looking for devil fruits. When even professionals have slim chances of obtaining devil fruits, non-professionals like the Straw Hat crew have even slimmer chances in comparison. Third, the Straw Hat crew's adventure time has been too short. Although they haven't found any devil fruits during their adventures, this doesn't mean it's impossible to encounter devil fruits at sea. For example, the Whitebeard pirates encountered multiple devil fruits. When the Whitebeard pirates first appeared in Wano country, Marco, as an apprentice crew member, definitely hadn't eaten the phoenix fruit yet. However, after a long period, he became an ability user. Since Marco was initially just an apprentice, Whitebeard certainly wouldn't have spent a fortune buying a devil fruit for an apprentice, so this phoenix fruit was most likely found during their voyage. Years later, Teach of the Whitebeard pirates also picked up a dark fruit. This shows that if your adventure time is long enough and you spend sufficient time at sea, there is indeed a certain probability of encountering devil fruits. The reason the Straw Hat crew hasn't encountered any devil fruits from the beginning of their journey until now is that their adventure time has been too short. From Luffy setting sail to the current Elbaf arc, excluding the Straw Hat crew's 2 years of training, their adventure time at sea doesn't exceed 200 days. Therefore, compared to the Whitebeard pirates who have been adventuring for over 30 years, it's quite normal that the Straw Hat crew hasn't encountered any devil fruits. Fourth, there's no need to arrange storylines where they accidentally encounter devil fruits. Although devil fruits are extremely rare and the Straw Hat crew's sailing time has been limited, if Oda-sensei wanted to, he could certainly arrange a scenario where they encounter a devil fruit. The reason he hasn't is because none of the Straw Hat crew members need to eat a devil fruit. As captain, Luffy has already eaten the prestigious mythical Zoan-type Nika fruit. Zoro, as a swordsman, has no need to become an ability user. Sanji wouldn't eat any fruit other than perhaps the clear fruit. Jinbe wouldn't give up his racial advantages for a devil fruit. Additionally, Frankie has explicitly stated that he doesn't want to become a hammer in water. If Nami found a devil fruit at sea, she would immediately sell it for money. Others like Chopper with his human fruit, Robin, and the already transparent Brook already possess devil fruits and cannot eat a second one. Finally, there's Usopp, who offended the samurai culture. Before the 2-year time skip, Usopp indeed didn't need to strengthen himself through a devil fruit, but afterward it's different. Currently, a devil fruit would be all benefit and no harm for Usopp. Before the 2-year time skip, Usopp was an excellent swimmer, but after offending the hero, he can no longer swim. Therefore, Eating a devil fruit now would only have advantages without disadvantages. So there's still a possibility that Oda-sensei might arrange a storyline in the near future where the Straw Hat crew accidentally encounters a devil fruit at sea. Well, that's all for my speculations this time. I'm Amy, and I'll see you next time. Oda has finally revealed Yasop's combat power ceiling, making Van Augur look amateur in comparison. After the first wave of spoilers from One Piece Chapter 1126, the most explosive content wasn't Shanks overwhelming Bartolomeo, nor was it about Hero Garp being confined on Hachinosu. It was Yasop demonstrating his true combat ability. We only knew him as the Red Hair Pirate's sniper, whose title as a marksman struck fear into enemies' hearts. He could hit an ant's antenna from 100 feet away, possessed the world's most elite marksmanship, and once fought against Daddy Masterson. He defeated the Marine's most talented sniper in history. It's said that Yasop can imbue his bullets with haki, capable of severely wounding even Logia devil fruit users. He holds an extremely high position in the Red Hair Pirates, ranking just below Captain Shanks and Vice Captain Ben Beckman, though it was uncertain whether his combat ability approached Admiral level. Yasop has participated in very few battles, only facing off against Van Augur of the Blackbeard Pirates during the Summit War, though they never engaged in actual combat. In One Piece. Chapter 1126, Oda finally revealed Yasop's power ceiling. After the Red Hair Pirates left the giant island Elbaf, they found Bartolomeo, who had burned their flag. However, Shanks showed consideration for Luffy by merely defeating Bartolomeo instead of killing him. After testing Bartolomeo's loyalty to Luffy with poison, they let him and his companions go. That's when Yasop made his move. With just one shot, he destroyed Bartolomeo's pirate ship. The bullet's power was comparable to Shanks' Supreme King Haki-imbued attacks, though the mechanism behind Yasop's ship-destroying shot remains unclear. This confirms he definitely has combat ability approaching Admiral level, making Usopp's strength truly look like that of an amateur in comparison. Van Augur, the Blackbeard Pirate's sniper, was acknowledged by Usopp 2 years ago for his precise marksmanship. After consuming the Warp fruit, his combat power rose another level. Blackbeard personally went to Egghead Island to capture Pudding of the Three-Eye Tribe. When fighting against the third commander with a bounty exceeding 800 million berries, Van Augur easily shot down the Biscuit Soldier, the same defensive power that once required Luffy's Gear 4th to barely break through. Van Augur's combat ability combined with the Warp fruit led fans to jokingly call him another Emperor of the Sea. But compared to Yasop's ship-destroying shot, there's still a huge gap. People say Shanks and Blackbeard must eventually clash. When the Red Hair Pirates and Blackbeard Pirates finally duel, will Yasop be able to defeat Van Augur?